Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Keith and welcome to my view from the 40. Just got back from the Calgary Stampeders game against the Ottawa REDBLACKS, and what can I say? We took it on the chin tonight. Of course, if you came out tonight for the game, you would have enjoyed some wonderful weather. You would have enjoyed some nice performances from the REDBLACKS cheer and dance team. And if you were a fan of the Calgary Stampeders, yeah, I'm talking to you, Mr. Tremblay, this would have been a game you enjoyed. But for the REDBLACKS faithful, not so much. Losing to the tune of 27-3 had the stands emptying halfway through the fourth quarter. I, for one, couldn't be more thrilled with tonight's result. Let me explain. Ottawa's not going to be a team that's going to go undefeated. No team in the CFL is. And if you're going to take a loss, especially a loss like this, you want to take it earlier on in the season. So the hope is that Ottawa is going to rebound from this game and come out over the next few weeks with a little more pep to their step. Let's not have short memories here. Trevor Harris got booed quite a lot, and so did the entire offense for a lot of misplays. But let's not put this loss on Harris's shoulders, because that's not where it belongs. I've said multiple times, and I will continue to say, you win as a team and you lose as a team. This is the same guy that put up 342 yards against the Montreal Alouettes last week. And there were a lot of things that happened tonight that you can put on him that were his fault, but there were a lot of things that weren't his fault. When a ball gets tipped and intercepted, sure, that's going to be a stat against him, but is that his fault? When he's throwing it directly to a receiver and they're dropping the ball, sorry, but Harris is going to get a pass from me on that one as well. So collectively as a team, they didn't play as well as they could have. But we also have to give a lot of credit to Calgary. Calgary came into TD Place and exercised some demons from last November. Let's all remember that they were here for the Grey Cup last year, and for the second year in a row came up short. To the point where I was joking this season and saying, who knows, Calgary could go undefeated and then lose to a team like Montreal or Hamilton in the Grey Cup as their trend might continue. Calgary might have heard that and said, not this year, Keith. But I also don't want to get too excited about Calgary. They've had 4 games, and yes, they're undefeated, but they've beaten Ottawa twice, they beat Toronto, and they beat Hamilton. Respectfully to all those teams, I'll be a little more impressed when they start beating Edmonton and Winnipeg. But the season is just starting. And with that thought in mind, let's not push the panic button with the REDBLACKS just yet. Ottawa came out and showed some really strong defense early on in the game, but it was basically a comedy of errors, whereas everything that could go wrong did go wrong. There were glimpses of hope, but unfortunately those glimpses never materialized into anything substantial. So, unlike a lot of the people who turned and left early, and maybe, who knows, for all I know, they were trying to catch the late night show of Skyscraper, the new movie with The Rock. But regardless, stayed until the end, and I will tell you, I'm not giving up on Ottawa. I'm certainly not giving up on Harris. Calgary is a difficult team to beat. They've always been a difficult team to beat, which is why Ottawa's had some serious difficulty with them in the past during the regular season. But we'll see what happens after this. I've always believed you'll learn a lot more from your losses than your wins, and I am sure there is a lot of tape for the REDBLACKS to go over before their next game next Friday against the BC Lions. So hats off to Calgary. At some point, you just have to say the other team was better, and tonight they were. They were able to capitalize on Ottawa's mistakes and transition those into points. If you look at the quarterback numbers for the Calgary Stampeders, they weren't significant numbers. They weren't great numbers by any stretch of the imagination. They were just able to get those points off of the multiple turnovers that Ottawa seemed to be having. So we took it on the chin tonight. We dust ourselves off, we pick ourselves up, and we move on. Looking forward to next week's game. Again, congratulations to the Calgary Stampeders. Well-deserved win. Very excited to see what happens next week. Love to know what you guys thought about tonight's game. As always, you can reach out to me on Twitter at CFL_fan, Facebook.com/WhittyWhittier, and WhittyWhittier.com. Thank you so much for checking this out. My name is Keith, and that's my view from the 40.